Buddy, my name's Bobby Dooley, and we're here for a special edition. We're going to look into the business building part of Zenus Global Health, and you can find us on zenusglobalhealth.com. And I want to introduce at this point Randy Mitchell. Randy's joined us relatively recently, and he's brought a lot to the table. We're really happy to have him. And we're going to talk about three components of successful business building.
Bobby, thank you so much. I mean, that is actually awesome. And I'm excited to be talking about these three components because I've been in this industry close to 30 years, and I've written compensation plans, I've managed other companies, I've had my own company. And there's three components that I know you must have. And I'm going to go through the three, and then I'm going to ask you to participate with me a little bit.
Sounds good.
As we go through this, right? But the first key, the most critical key when you are evaluating a company is leadership. Always look to see who's leading the charge. Now, the one thing I really loved and love about Zenus are the two people leading the charge. And yourself, of course, because you're part of the team. But the leadership who's guiding the ship, right, is Doug Whitfield and Christina Whitfield. And what impressed me the most was their true integrity, humility, and most important, they weren't going to take any shortcuts. So your leadership has to be in place. Second thing that has to be in place, especially if you want to build a financial model, are your products. Because most companies will actually go out and try to create a company and then figure out what products they want to attach to it later, right, instead of really looking at what do you have. And the products, I want you to spend some time talking about that a little bit. And then the compensation. And this is the piece that I really want to spend a little bit more time today and really go into the business building practices that we have. But before I get started, I think it's important that people get a ground idea of what some of the products are. So can you give us like a really quick overview of the products?
Yeah, real quick, and believe me, I wouldn't take them if I didn't believe in them.
I know that.
And this is the flagship product. This is the Optimum Detox. It's a whole food supplement from the yucca. This is seafood.
Okay.
I took a comparable product for 20 years, 2 packets a day, and when I found out about the seafood and I was shown that the other C I was taking was from ascorbic acid,
right,
I had no problem in switching over to this. So that's the seafood. Then we have the chelate.
Okay.
This is also whole food from cilantro and Craxel chlorella. It helps pull heavy metals out of your system.
Okay.
This is one of my favorite products, and this is really getting a lot of buzz. This is from the watermelon rind extract.
Okay.
It converts to citrulline and then to nitric oxide. And if you listen to the radio at all or now television,
right,
all these ads about nitric oxide, and a lot of the sources are synthetic. They're not whole food. This is a whole food supplement. And then the Acyniac is a great story. You can just Google, this tea, and it's got a tremendous history. It comes from an Ojibwe Indian formula in Canada. And then finally, this is the yucca for pets. So these are the 6 products that Zenus is involved in. And I can tell you honestly, I take the detox, the power, and the seafood every single day.
Okay. Well, one of the things that we didn't talk about, but I want to ask you this really quickly before I go through some of the key reasons why most don't achieve their financial goals as we move forward, is now from your experience, how long have you seen that people have stayed on these products? Because I know you handle support and a variety of other things, so you get a lot of calls coming in. How long what kind of time frame have you found with people staying on the products?
That's the exciting thing, is the people that are on the products seem to love the products. They've been on them a long time. And I'm not just saying that. I don't go a day without those 3. Those 3 are my staples. I start the day with it, and sometimes end the day with it.
Okay. Well, see, that's one of the things that I really want to talk about as well, is the fact that one key reason that people don't achieve their financial goals is that most people don't have a product that people want to continue to buy over and over again. But really when it comes down to finances, and this gets me fired up, right, is because most compensation plans are designed for 1% of the population. This 1% of the population would be successful no matter what they chose to do. Yeah. It would make no difference. They could choose real estate. It wouldn't make any difference in the world. They already have that coded in their DNA, right? So they can have success. And that's what most compensation plans are designed for. And then what companies do, they put all these hoops and criteria around the plan, so it sounds really good, but you have no idea of what you need to do to accomplish your goal. It's like, okay, it sounds good. I can get a car, but how? Yeah. Right? So it's all this hoopla that has nothing to do with it.
I have a couple friends that have built businesses and would be retired except they got a technicality.
Right, you know? Exactly. Or they're always rebuilding because their downline is leaving so fast. Yeah. And the truth about this, more importantly, and it's one of the things that really upset me, is that you hear people tell these lies about, just talk to a few people and do this and, you're going to be able to build this business and have some level of income, right? Well, the truth is, Bobby, if you don't have the ability to attract thousands of people to most comp plans, you're not going to earn any level of significant income. Yeah. So one of the things, another piece of the simplicity is key. And the simplicity in the Zenus membership rewards plan. And that's what I really want people to understand. We're talking about a membership rewards plan. It is easy to understand, Bobby. There's no hoops to jump through. You decide how much you want to earn. And once you make that decision, our only job is to support you in making sure you achieve that goal. It is the easiest plan. The easiest plan. I remember the first time I was sitting down with Doug, and I'm looking at the numbers, which we'll go into in a little while, and I was looking at him like, is this for real? It's like, this can't be for real. It's like, man, you have to have literally hundreds and hundreds of people making a ton of money, because it's just like, it is so simple. It definitely, for me, in all my almost 30 years of experience, the simplest plan for someone to truly make a difference in their life if they chose to do the work. Now, it's not a free ride. You still have to do the work, right?
And in case people don't know this about you, you actually designed compensation plans for companies. So when you saw this, it really got your attention.
It hit me because it was the truth. Yeah. And the thing that's so interesting is that, and I have people always say, well, evaluate this plan, evaluate this company, do this for me. And I'm like, you really don't want me to do that. You really don't. Because the moment that I open up that PDF, I'm going to tell you this, and that, and nobody wants to hear the truth. You don't have that here.
Right.
Another key piece is the training. Right? So you got a training element, and then the thing, Bobby, that really hit me was the challenge that most people have is rejection. And if you can have a system and a rewards plan that's based on the simple aspects of just sharing and letting the product do the work for you, and we'll spend a little bit more time talking about that a little later.
Right.
But let's talk about some of the options, right? And when you look at this, this is really exciting because you can be a member. You can join as a member, pay $25 and receive the product at a discount. No big deal. Or you can be an affiliate, receive the products at a discount, and earn commissions by sharing the product with others. That's your choice. And then one that I really want you to spend a little bit of time talking about, because it's one of my favorites, it's a professional affiliate. And that's for professionals. That's for the doctors and chiropractors, naturopaths, and people that have a professional business. So there's no auto delivery requirements necessary. But the thing that attracted me, Bobby, was the level of service that you provide to the professional affiliate. Can you just share a moment about what that is like?
Yeah, we have quite a few professionals, doctors, MDs, naturopaths, doctors in a lot of different fields that put every patient they have on the Zenus products.
Okay.
And the nice thing that we hear back from them that they like is no professional really likes to be seen as he's hawking anything and everything.
Right.
All he has to do is recommend our products. He has the patient call us. We walk them through it. We treat them like a VIP. There's no hard sell. There's none of that. We're just here to help you. We get the products in their hand, and the professional is compensated for sending that person to us. So they're not looked at as like they've got 100 products on the shelf.
Right.
All they have to do is refer them
Wow.
to us, and then it's all set up underneath them.
So you answer all their questions. If that person needs more information, you provide the information. So the person that the professional is referring doesn't even have to go back. So you handle everything from A to Z.
Right. And you mentioned leadership earlier.
Yes.
One of the things that is really nice is if some of the questions get too scientific
Right.
for me or anybody else in the office, Doug is probably the world's foremost expert in
Absolutely.
Yuck. He's been working with that for over 30 years, and so he's also available too if the questions from a doctor or anybody get a little too scientific.
Absolutely. Well, that's the great thing about there's no egos here. And when you come in, you can tell that this is about service. But here's what I get excited about: the premier affiliate, because the premier affiliate is the business builder. That's the person that's going to get the product at a discount, but they also going to gain commissions by building a team. And really, when you think about what the mission is here at Zenus, and the mission is to really educate and give the resources so people understand what's possible, along with being able to know how products really work and how they impact and affect the body.
Right.
So let's talk about what it takes to become a member, because those kinds of things are important, right? And for the affiliate, the person that wants to be an affiliate, like a member pays $25 to get the product at a discount. Person that wants to be affiliate, I think there's two choices here for an affiliate. There's the 149 package, which is 6 products. Now, this still kind of blows me away. It's 6 products. It's 100 CV. But, you know, when you go on to, if you choose to go on to an auto delivery of the product, you get the 6 products for $100 and includes shipping and handling. So when you become a member and you get your self-replicating website, you get your brochures, your DVDs, and all the things that go with that, it's $149 to get started, and you have, again, 6 products, right? The second package is $199, and you get the same thing, the same support, replicated site, same CV. But here's what's so amazing, is that you get 12 products. 12 products, double the products for an extra $50, which will really allow you, which we'll talk a little bit about in a bit, how to literally build a business if that's your choice. And then for the professional, really simple, $359, 4 products for each of 6 products, that's 24 products. And the sponsor of that, so if you sponsor a professional, you make $100. And on the other packages, a sponsor will make $50. Pretty amazing.
And a lot of people are surprised when you tell them you can mix and match.
Yes, exactly.
You don't have to just get one of all 6 of the
Right.
products. If you wanted 3 of one,
Yes.
2 of one, and 6 of any of your choice.
Which, again, Bobby, I'm glad you said that, because, again, that to me really blows me away, that you have that kind of price parity, that you can do that, right? That doesn't matter what your needs are and what you're looking for, you can do that.
Right.
But now, let's say you want to go into the business building process. So here's what I would recommend to somebody who wanted to build a business, and I think this is critical. I would get the flagship. I would get, if it was me personally, I'm going to get 12 bottles of Optimum Detox, right? I'm going to get 3 bottles for myself so I can have my own testimonials, my family can have their testimonials, but then I'm going to strategically, I'm going to give away 6 bottles. So from that, I can sponsor at least 4 people. But here's how I get to sponsor them, right? I let the product do the work for me. Because of the cost of the product, all I have to do is hand it, give it away to someone, let them try it. Now, here's what's challenging, Bobby. You know what I got to do after that? One simple thing. I got to follow up, right? I can't just expect for somebody to say, oh, I'm going to call Randy, right? No, you got to follow up. But think about that in terms of allowing the product. Because what do people generally say to you? And then you gotta try it, you gotta try it. So just give it to them. Like, here, man, try it.
Yeah.
Right? And let the product do the work for you. No rejection, no nothing. You let the product do the work. Then the beauty of that, let's say I did that with you. Now the beauty of that, all I have to do is say, well, Bobby, how difficult was that for you?
Yeah.
How difficult is it? Now all you gotta do is give it to somebody and then follow up. Can you do that?
Yeah. And follow up is simply, you know, it's amazing how many people might do that, and they expect them to
Right.
follow up with them. Just give them a call on after
Exactly.
2 or 3 or 4 days and see how they're doing.
Absolutely. And the question I always ask, a simple question, it's just me because I'm a simple kind of guy. I like to keep things simple. I just ask a question. What did you like best about the product? That's all.
Yeah.
And let them tell me what they like best about the product. And so if you go through that process, just imagine in less than 30 days you can earn over $300. And here's the magic of this plan. And I'm just going to go through the numbers quickly. I know you know the numbers. But these are the kinds of things when I see a company doing this, tells me that they are sincere, they're real, it's no hype, no nonsense, Bobby. On level 1 of this membership rewards plan, you get paid 20%. 20%. Now, all I have to do to get that 20%, sponsor one person. That's it. 20%. Now, most plans, if you get 20%, if you're lucky to find 20%, trust me, you sponsored a whole lot more than one people, and you're not going to get that on your first level.
Right.
Now, I'm helping you, Bobby, because I want you to be successful. That's my job. And guess what? I get matched. I will match what you make, because there's on the second level, second tier, I like to call it, there's another 20%. So, here's what I want people to understand. Your first 2 levels, 40% commission is paid out to you. Now, what is it that I must do to get 40%? This blows me away, man. This is like I still have it really blows me away. I have to sponsor 2 people. 2 people, and I'm making 40%. If somebody tells me they can't earn a decent income in this plan, I don't know what to tell you.
Right. And I remember when you first were explaining this, you had never seen anything even close to it.
No, there's no. I mean, again, there's 3 different ways, and another training we can go into. You know, you have front end of your plan, you have a middle weighted plan, and you have a back end weighted plan. This plan is so balanced for the person who's working part-time and the person who decides to do this full-time. Literally, if you follow the system and the process, you can make a small fortune because you have the ability for your team to earn money. And if your team is earning money, they don't quit. They don't look for the next best thing because they're earning money. Now, here's what really cracks me. If you get down to tier 3 or level 3, whichever you want to call it, that's another 10%. Now, I got to tell you something, Bobby. To get 50% in any compensation plan, I cannot even begin to tell you the amount of volume, the amount of work that you would have to do to earn that level of income.
Right.
And I would challenge you or anyone to go look at any compensation plan and look at it, but look at it real close.
Yeah.
Look at the volume requirements, because everybody tells you, yeah, just get the gold, get the silver, get here, get there. And when you look at the volume requirements, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000. Now think about that. If it's $100 for a product and you need 30,000 in volume to even get paid 15 or 20%, I can't even. How many people is that? Like 3,000?
Even then, they may have one of those hidden technicalities.
Absolutely,
Right.
absolutely. Did you sponsor 2 that had, a left ear or something? I don't know. It's like all kinds of stuff that happens. And then you get to level 4, tier 4 is 5%, and level 5, 5%. Now, here's the cool thing about that. That exponentially, if you understand exponential growth, and you go through a simple process, and people say this never works because of, people won't duplicate, but when you have a process that's this simple, your chances of that are far greater than anything else. Now, if you're a leader and you're really building, just imagine you're a leader and you're really building, and there's an infinity bonus that goes below that 5th level.
Right.
So you're not leaving any money on the table. The only time it gets cut off is when some other leader reaches that same level. And trust me, when you get another leader that reaches that level, you are doing cartwheels in the street.
Sure.
Right? Because your money is flowing based on, that's the real leverage of working with a team, building a team, working together, coming together to accomplish something. So, is this a perfect time for a business? I'm not going to go through all this whole process, but I got to tell you, absolutely it is. Because people today are hurting, not just from a health perspective, but from a financial perspective. And Bobby, here's what I know. And I've learned this, and I watched this being here at Zenus and looking at the people that come in, and it's amazing the amount of stress that the financial piece plays on people's mind. And what you really have to understand, Bobby, is how that stress impacts their health. And how that stress keeps them up at night. And when you can be a part of doing something that literally shifts that energy, right? So somebody can say, finally, finally, here's something that I can do that's real, that is absolutely real, that I can make $300, $500, $1,000 a month, which is going to change the dynamics within my family. That's amazing stuff.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing I'm so excited about here, is that it's a possibility if you just do a little work, hand out a product, let the product do the work for you, and follow up. What did you like best? And we even have a little chart now that people can use to check off their own progress so they can tell you and see what's going on. So a successful business, Bobby, does a few things for you. One, it gives you a way to create leverage. Most importantly, you stop trading time for dollars. That's the one thing about the professional affiliates as well, is that no matter what, the only way they can earn more money is they got to see more patients, right, or raise their rates.
Right.
But what we do is provide a way for leverage to come through where they can start to create leverage, and we do the work for them, which is a miracle. Now, when we do the same thing for even our members as well as our affiliates. So you can live with passion, be at peace, build a residual income, and more importantly, contribute to the lives of others. So Bobby, tell me, as we come to the end of this business presentation, and we're going to do another piece a little later on the actual training, but when we come to the end of the business presentation, I want you to just share, if you can, a little bit your experience in terms of seeing the difference in people's lives, because I know you've experienced that, some of the stories that you've heard, and then now being able to really put a financial picture behind that. What kind of impact do you think that's going to have?
Well, you know as well as I do that this world is full of people that drudgery every day, going into the workplace, they don't enjoy it. The time that I have spent at Zenus, and the people I've seen come in whose lives have been changed in a health perspective. I'm not even talking the financial, I'm just talking about the health perspective. It really is amazing. And you see some of these people that, they come bouncing in.
Yes, I've seen them.
You've seen them. So,
well, I want to thank you, and I want to thank everybody who's taking the time to really go through this process and look at this business building presentation, because this is real. There's no hype here. There's no story here. This is real. You do a little bit of work, you put the effort in, and you're going to have a real win. So I want to thank you for your time, and we'll get back to you soon.